discovered that every single man has certain buttons that if you understand how to push them in the right order, you can make any man fall for you, no matter who he is. You can have any man fall for you. And it's better to have the high quality men who have character, who have values, who have valor. The men who are financially successful. It's better to have those kind of men, the men that are in their masculine energy, than to have the opposite. I promise you. Okay, life is way easier, is way more peaceful. They are willing to give to you, pour into you, and do a lot more for you. That's the first thing that I learned. The second thing I learned is that there were certain blocks that was happening within me that I wasn't even aware of. I thought I was fine. I did therapy. I did all of the spiritual stuff. So what in the world? How could it be that I was the magnet that was attracting those toxic relationships? And once I figured out that if I could rework my energetic alignment with the kind of men that I was attracting, then I could guarantee that I would attract quality men. And then last but certainly not least, when I discovered that it was not about what I knew up here, but was what was programmed subconsciously in my mind, what was programmed in my nervous system. When I understood that it was my nervous system and my subconscious mind that was sabotaging me, that was leading me to choose these kind of men, that was causing me to reject love when it would show up because it wasn't safe to me to have love. It was scary to me because when I was growing up, I would witness my mother be abused right there in front of me. She would get beat like a child with a belt. So to me, I equated love with pain, and if I was to have it, then I had to earn it so that I can be in control, and so no man could ever abuse me, mistreat me, or take advantage of me. That means I had to be in control. That means that I needed to be the one that was leading in the relationship. And what that led was to me operating highly in my masculine energy, and now being in polarity with only attracting feminized men. Feminized men are men that are highly unbalanced in their feminine energy, which means that they're going to want you to do the pouring into them, because that's what feminine energy is. Feminine energy draws and it receives. So then that means that he's going to want to be the one that's receiving, and I'm going to be the one giving. And now that I'm out of order, I'm going to be the one that's drained. I'm going to attract the toxic men, because men that are narcissistic are in their feminine energy. Feminine energy isn't bad, but when it's out of balance in a man, then it works to his disadvantage. And science proves that. When a man is out of balance in his feminine energy, then it drops his testosterone. It raises his estrogen, which increases his cortisol, his stress hormone. And the same thing happens to you, ladies. You will have your estrogen drop, your testosterone increase, which will raise your cortisol. So you will be more in your stress hormone, which means now you can't even think right, and you're going to attract the person that's going to bring you more stress. So when I discovered that, then this is what I did. I went to work with rewiring my subconscious mind and my nervous system. I had to figure out a system. I traveled all kinds of places. I studied all kinds of different modalities to figure out how can I help myself and another woman to rewire her subconscious mind until I can brainwash myself to naturally gravitate to healthy relationships. And then two, how could I discover and learn as much as I can about a man, the way he moves, the way he thinks, the way he biochemically falls in love, so that I knew how to trigger any man, and of course I want the high quality ones, to be able to fall for me. And then how do I step into my feminine so that I'm able to receive this healthy love? And once I discovered how to be able to do that, it was all over. My new problem became attracting players, attracting Build-A-Bears, attracting men who would lie to me and who would cheat on me, to now figuring out what's gonna be the good guy that I'm gonna choose. What's gonna be that guy that I had one guy buy me a house, and another guy was buying me a car, and I had another guy that was like, I'll send you and your friends on trips. Guys was just wanting to give me things all the time. So then now I'm like, okay, so now I have to choose a guy who is willing to give to me, and somebody I can build with, and somebody who can see me, and who I love. Baseline, ladies. That's baseline. A man pouring into you and being able to add value to your life, that is baseline. That's what you as a woman should get According to science, when a man has a good woman who he loves and who loves him, he lives longer. He's healthier. He decreases his risk of heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, and he increases his earning potential. He literally makes more money. He's even a better athlete, which is why so many sports coaches prefer for their guys to be in a relationship or be married. So you bring a lot of value to the table. And that means that if you're not getting a match to that value, then energetically that's something going on within you. And I had to discover that about me. Like, what was going on energetically that threw me off, where I kept attracting and choosing men who wanted to take from me instead of give to me. Men who wanted to mistreat me instead of treating me like a queen. What was it in me? And once I was able to discover how to fix that and realign that, then it was all she wrote. I was able to attract the love that I really wanted. So ladies, one of the things that I really want you to understand that I discovered through this process is that I was reading hundreds of books, okay? I was watching all kinds of information about love, dating, and relationships. I studied Helen Fisher. I studied all of the greats. But still, until I was able to rewire this, until I was able to rewire my nervous system, I was still attracting raggedy men. So it's not about what you know. And it's not because you're broken why you keep attracting the wrong men. It's just like you being in a house and you have old furniture that is broken, okay? You have emotional furniture that is blocking you from receiving greater. And what you want to do is you want to be able to clear that furniture, make room for better quality furniture so that you can be able to receive the guest that will be able to enhance and add value to your home. So I'm gonna tell you the top mistakes, because these are the type of women that in our practice we work with the most, okay? Here's the top mistakes that you're making. First of all, you deserve to have everything you want, baby. Listen to what I'm saying, because this very well might bless and change your life. You very well deserve to have the world, okay? You deserve to have unicorns that they put glitter and they pass gold and they give you whatever it is that you want. You deserve to have everything you want. However, what happens with a lot of very successful women is that they make their list, and the list is very superficial. What do I mean by that? Your list is, okay, well, he needs to make $400,000 a year. He needs to make $1 million a year. He needs to be a college graduate. He needs to own a house that's this size. He needs to have this kind of car. He needs to have X, Y, and Z, okay? And all that is great, but there's no conversation or thought about what kind of person he is. What is his character? What are his values? Is he your best friend? Is he somebody who you can build with? If you're 30 and younger, then you can't expect that you are the man that's in your category, in your age range, is gonna be rich and successful yet, okay? If he is going to school and he's building, then you have a good man. And a lot of the strongest relationships are when you build together. If you're a woman who's like 30 and over, and you have your own car, you have your own money, and you have your own success, I'm not telling you to settle, okay? Yeah, he should be successful. However, that should not be the foremost thing that you're leading with. That should not be the thing that you're like, okay, he needs to have this laundry list of things in order for me to consider. For my clients, what I would have them do is I want them to construct the man that will be her romantic best friend and match her at the level that she's doing life. What are the characteristics? We're spending more time on the characteristics. And then I'm going to put her in environments where all she can do is meet the successful men that are doing life at the level of success that she's doing at. So of course she's going to meet and marry a man who is making the kind of money that she's making and that's successful like she is. Of course she's going to do that, because those are the environments that she's intentionally dating in. She's not going to date somebody who is significantly making less than her. However, what she's leading with is she wants a man that sees her, that values her, that's willing to pour into her. A man who has character, who has values, and have valor. That's what she's leading. Because if you start pimping yourself, which is what it is, okay? Because basically you're saying, you must have all of these things for me to even consider to love you. That's basically what you're saying. Versus the kind of man that is worthy of me because I love myself needs to be the kind of man who energetically aligns with me. The kind of man who sees me, who's kind, who's honest, who's spiritual, who has values. And that kind of man can never be broke. So bring it on, because I need to make sure that this man is worthy of me.